asking, can you not eat the skin? I've always kept the skin on squash and zucchini.
I do, yes, you can eat the skin on squash and zucchini. I'm gonna say with eggplant, I don't know, I'm just pointing a knife at you. With eggplant, I don't know that you can't eat it. I just don't, and I think it's tougher than a zucchini and squash. So zucchini and squash, I keep the skin on all the time. But with eggplant, I don't. Eggplant's tougher, it's a lot, the skin is way tough. So yeah, done and done. I'm gonna move that. Put it over here. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna do, we've just pulled our, we're gonna pretend like we just pulled our beautiful veggies out of the oven. And you can see, like, they've cooked down quite a bit. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. Yes. And I drained some of that juice off of it too. So, all right.
And that was eggplant, tomato.
Yeah, I threw eggplant, tomato, zucchini, squash. I had some bell pepper.
You just put them in the oven.
Put it in the oven.
Okay.
So this is an oven-safe skillet, which means there's no plastic, there's no rubber, it's all metal. It can go from the stovetop right into the oven. If you don't have that, you can use a little casserole dish. This is actually a tiny one. This was about half the recipe, 6 eggs. But you can use a casserole dish, you can use a clear baking dish, whatever you want, it's fine. You would just take everything in here, put it in the dish, and then add the eggs. But we have this, so I'm gonna use it. So you're gonna saute your onions in a little bit of oil. I know, this is just, here it
all
goes.
veggies.
Here it goes, it's all veggies. But you can add bacon, well, you're not eating meat right now.
I'm not eating meat right now, but you could add bacon or sausage.
Yeah, you would, at this point, this is where you would cook your sausage off, by the way, or your bacon. You would cook it, pull it off to the side, add this, throw it back in, throw in your cooked veggies, put it in the oven. Frittatas are supposed to be easy. They're supposed to be easy. And you would use that same mix too for quiche, by the way. You don't have to, like, it's the same, you know, cream or half and half and eggs. Salt,
and
pepper.
so the difference between a quiche and a frittata is the shell, the
Just
pie
crust.
shell?
Yeah, it's just crust. And let that go. What do I do with my butter? Here we go. So I'm gonna get about 2 tablespoons of butter. Get it peel on. Yeah, once those onions start to soften, add in your butter. You can let that melt. Where's my trash? There we go. I'm gonna move her over to the side. Very carefully. Right. And I previously cracked the 12 eggs in here, so you're gonna give it a stir. Scramble, scramble. You can use cream or half and half for this recipe. It don't matter. Do your thing. I'm gonna actually turn this off until I'm ready. I use cream, but you can use half and half. It makes for a less fatty version, I guess, than cream. But like, let's say you're doing a low carb diet, cream would be better for you. If that makes sense. So you can make this nice custardy mix. Got my salt and pepper. I'm gonna flavor that in there. I'm gonna add my veggies from the oven into here. It smells really good.
It smells so great.
It smells good. I'm right in here. And you don't have to, like, I mean, this was a lot. This was like a whole zucchini, a whole squash, a whole eggplant. You don't have to do that much if you don't want. I also have some kale. I'm gonna throw that in there. Once again, I had it on hand. Let's go for it, right? I'm gonna do about a 1/4 cup of that parm right on top of that. Right? Cheesy. You can use any kind of cheese you want. And then I'm gonna pour that custardy,
don't forget to turn the burner back on,
egg mix right in there. Well, it's gonna go in the oven.
Oh, okay, so you're not even...
Yeah, so you're not cooking this on the pan. Is that a good look? You're not gonna cook this on the stove. You're just gonna straight up pour it in there, turn your heat off, get something to stir it up to kind of mix it up a bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, can y'all see that?
Yeah, they can see it.
Okay, cool. And then if you're using spinach or something, or any kind of green that you're using, just wanna kind of cover it with that egg custard. Otherwise it gets really crispy. Like it kind of burns a little. by the time.
So besides shrimp, are there any other no's for frittata or quiche?
I mean, I wouldn't put blue cheese in here
Okay.
as a rule. I mean,
So just strong flavors.
just like, you know, you want to kind of get it. Gruyere would be probably the strongest cheese I would use.
Okay.
You know,
No shrimp, no blue cheese.
no shrimp and no blue cheese. Believe it or not, I had somebody do both, and that's when I was like,
Oh God, in the same
I'm
one?
the same one. So from here, I know it was he wasn't allowed to make frittata after that. So right here, you're just gonna pop that right in the oven. That's it. I really want to put this in the oven, but at the same time, we'll do that.
I can go take it in
You
there.
wanna go take it in the
Yeah.
oven? I believe it.
Send it over here and I'll grab it. Let's not waste.
I know, she's gonna put that in the oven for me. And then after about, depending on the size of your container, like, so this took about 45 minutes. This is about a half portion. It'll start to puff up. So it'll souffle, it'll puff up, it'll get real jiggly. And I've had this question before. Vanessa's literally, when you're a chef, all your friends text you with all of their cooking questions, which I love because that's what I do. But I've had her text me, I've had other friends text me where they're like, they'll send me a picture and they're like, is it done? And I'm like, you gotta jiggle it. That's how you know it's done. So there's a point where there's like a waterbed jiggle where it's like real loose, and then there's like a butt jiggle, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to describe that jiggle, but it's like, it jiggles, but it like comes back. That's when you know it's done.
Jello jiggle?
Like a Jello jiggle. There we go.
There we go.
There's
Better,
the more appropriate. That's more appropriate. So like a Jello jiggle versus a waterbed jiggle, right? And you'll get the watery in the middle, and then when that starts to firm up, that's when you can pull it, and it'll carry over cook a little bit. So I would say about 30 minutes, check on it, 30, 45, and then you're gonna put the remainder of your Parmesan cheese on top, let that get brown, pull it, let it
Do you want me
sit.
to show them the jiggle?
It won't jiggle.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, so this one I made this because I was like, oh, I'm gonna show them exactly what I'm talking about, and it was like beautifully souffled, and then I came back and it was like, because
But that happens and it's okay.
Now it's supposed to do that, and if I had timed it better, maybe it would have worked.
You want me to take this?
Yeah, will you take this stuff?
Yeah.
Thank you.